take us through this man, Ranveer Singh. I mean, literally, like, what nectar of life is he inhaling? Like, what is he on? It's bizarre.
So I'll tell you, the thing about Ranveer Singh is that when he's out in the world, he is the Ranveer Singh you probably see in interviews, at events, and perhaps in some characters, and sometimes in characters. But then Ranveer Singh just vanishes.
Really?
And he's not like that 24/7. In that day, he will project those 10 to 12 hours, and then the other 12 hours, he's vanished. He's quiet, he's listening to music, he's on his own, he's just not going anywhere. He doesn't hang out he doesn't really go to a lot of parties. He has a group of 4 or 5 really close friends who he meets, his wife, his family, and he's silent. He'll just vanish, you'll not know where he is. Like, rarely he'll say, okay, let's hang out for an hour when he has a day off the next day. So he is like, he believes in conservation of energy and then explosion
and
of
explodes.
So he is actually very much two people. There's that one person that is a silent, quiet, happy with self introvert. And then there is an extrovert, an exhibitionist, an absolutely like out there individual. So he is, I'm surprised he's not Gemini, because he's really two people. And that second person, none of you all will ever meet. So he's not like this. He's not wired all the time. He's conserving to explode. And that's what he does with every character. Like, I'm sure when he played Padmavat and Baji Rao, he had a totally different energy. Here he knew he was kind of playing an outwardly character. Ranveer Singh is in many ways a mystery to many. You know, because I feel like that's where his artistry comes from. It comes from that he has a crazy method about how he works. He likes a certain atmosphere that to create on set for anything. He's very particular about things like his eye line or silence on set. Like, he's very sound sensitive. So even if like a kilometer away there's something happening, he won't be able to perform. And that is things that you have to make sure that, you know, he's comfortable with. But when he's there and he's delivering, then you're just awestruck, because he's gone from Ranveer Singh to Rocky Randhawa, and then he stayed Rocky Randhawa right through the day. Like, right through the day, he'll talk to you as Rocky.
While he's on set?
Yeah.
Even when the camera's not on?
Sometimes even some maybe he'll slip here and there, but otherwise he's Rocky to everyone. He's talking in that accent.
Like, he's saying memory issues.
He's a memory and everything. He's saying, hey babes, how's you? Everything is going on. Like, that's how he spoke to us right through the film.
Wow.
And it's not an act, man. It's him working. He's working even when he's not really on the set shooting the scene. He's working. He sat with me for nearly a month when I was wrecking locations in Delhi. He traveled right through West Delhi, met all the Instagrammers, met West Delhi influencers, West Delhi, probably people who got the, we had like Yuvraj Dua, who was actually a content creator who actually gets the West Delhi accent, and he sat with them. He even drove around Delhi all the time just getting a feel and vibe, did things that were not necessary at all, but he felt the need for his, he once said, let's go to a West Delhi like party hangout place, and I was like, okay,
what is that?
Some party hangout place in West Delhi where lots of like people come, and like he said, I just want to get the feel and the vibe, and we went, he took me and he took Alia, and we all went, and we were like, what the hell are we doing here?
Actually, hip-hop is quite big in West Delhi.
Yeah, so he was getting all that. He was getting all that. It was like literally, you know, the words he used, some of it just came out of his like whatever, you know. I feel like when you do a serious character, like when you're playing a certain kind of character where you feel, oh, this guy is, or this female actor, this male actor, or this actor in general has research. But when you see a pop culture performance and you feel like, what kind of work would he have put in? He put in truckloads of work, as did Alia. The thing is that Ranveer, you know, has to do much more, but Alia was at it with her Bengali. Like, she would just sit with this girl called Husna Shabnam, who was her dialect coach. And she sat through and said, you know, I don't want to come across annoying in this film because I'm so opinionated and I'm so expressively so that if I come across annoying, you will love Rocky and you will just get annoyed by me.
Right.
So to become likable.
Then you don't want them to get together in the first place.
So she says, I have to be likable.
Yeah.
So actually you love Rocky because it's seen through Rani's lens. Like, every time she looks at him in a way, you tend to look at him in the same way. When she laughs, you want to laugh with her.
You know what I found even more incredible, and because of the sort of character you wrote, Karan, is that it's very easy for this man to come across as sleazy. Yeah. You know, like this Dilli ka munda who thinks he can land this girl, right? Yeah. Was that a tough one for you to do? Like,
But we were always aware that he had to be like a ball of love. Like, you know, like he says it right in the first scene when she says that, you know, you wear your shirt that low, and he says, low is good, lower is better. And he said, लेकिन माफ कीजिए, अगर मैंने आपकी sweetheart blouse के बारे में कुछ कहा होता तो या तो कांड हो जाना था, which is true. Because actually, that's the same. If he had said, oh, what a sexy blouse, she would have said, how dare you? But she's actually talking about his cleavage as well, you know, and which is like literally to his like literally
belly,
close to his belly button. And that's the way we conceived the character. And he said, should I be hairy, should I be not? And I'm like, you should be completely greasy, like, you know, like shaved, like whatever, to perfection, and then oiled also, so that, you know, that you want like emphasis on your abs, you know. So he says, and you want short hair, long hair? I said, I want long hair. Like, it was just, I just saw Rocky in this way. And then we came on
like
this,
Ken maybe?
he kind of
West Delhi ka Ken?
Yeah, he is a bit like, yeah, he was like a little bit, had kinetic energy. So he did, and I wanted, and Eka totally got the brief, so she said open shirts. We tried a lot of things. We tried the tight shirt silhouette first, and then that just didn't work because I said I need to see skin, like open shirts. So he just wore open shirts right through, you know, and his buttons were open right through, and he was like, this is Rocky. We finally found it and said, okay, this is Rocky. We went through a lot of trials to kind of get, because the look was very critical to the character.
Right. I mean, you worked with Ranveer now and Ranbir before that, right? And it's an obvious thing. These are the two top superstars we have in Bollywood at the moment. How different is it to direct the two? I know they're completely different personalities, can't be that different from each other. How different, like, tell me through like something that you may have said to him that you will not say to the other when you're directing them on a set.
I cannot even begin to emphasize how different they both are. Like, there is, the one thing they have in common is incredible talent. Other than that, Ranbir is that, he's that guy who will study so hard but come across to school and feel like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, like it was an easy breezy day. But he will do, because I
He's
think
that kid who studies really hard and pretends, and then
he doesn't even
class.
pretend actually. He doesn't pretend because he can't pretend. He's true to what he is. But he is the most relaxed person. He's the most patient human being I know. You can keep him waiting for 14 hours on a set and he won't say a thing. He does one film at a time and he handles his own dates. There is no PR, there is no manager, there is nobody around him. He's on his own. You ask him for dates, he opens a phone, he has all his own dates, he knows exactly which brands he's doing, he knows his schedule, he knows his days off, he knows his holidays, and he feeds off the filmmaker. He just wants to hang out with the filmmaker, get into the filmmaker's mind, and then deliver. When I directed him, we had a thing in Edil. He would say, give me a word for this scene. And I would give him that word, and that's what he would try to get. So we played that game. He's perhaps played different games with different filmmakers. With me, we had a word game. I said embarrassed. I said jealous. I would say angry, aggressive angry. I would say subservient. I would say words like this, and he would totally get, because Ayan in Edil, as in the character, was kind of needy of love, and also kind of like, you know, needed many things that weren't being given to him, you know, including love. Ranveer, on the other hand, is out there working.
He wants to see the word. He wants to get it from the word, not the director so much.
Ranbir is very like director, and like if he has a great director, that film will be like great. And Ranbir Kapoor has a beautiful sense of detachment. And you know, all spiritual schools of thought teach you that detachment doesn't mean unemotional. It means you detach after a point. And he can do that as well.
He's stoic.
Yeah, he can go out of the film, like many a day on Edil, when I used to walk invariably to a shop, but I'm just kind of, you know, intellectualizing it and saying I went for a walk. I was actually going to a departmental store, but like, I was going to Selfridges or something in London. And I would cross a restaurant and I would see Ranbir eating his meal alone. And I walked it a couple of times and said, why are you eating alone? He said, I wanted to come, eat my meal, go back to sleep. He does that. He doesn't need your company. He doesn't bother you. He wants to hang out, you call him, he'll come, have a drink, perhaps not. Just do his thing. In any production, think that he's like a god, like who has descended on their set.
Because he's always there.
Because he's just there anytime you need him. There is just silence, and Ranveer is a division of silence and noise, but he has a totally different process. Both genius artists, both incredible on celluloid, both completely different people.
Right. I mean, in this particular case, you mentioned, by the way, outdoor, and I wanted to ask you,